Hi there, welcome to another video from Parker Adams Boat Sales. Today we're actually going to show you a 2004 Sealine S23. It's a lovely little boat, the baby of the range at the time, and it's a really good demonstration at Sealine with using as much of the space as possible and actually making a small boat, because it's an S23 which is 23 foot 7.5 meters, but it has a lot of bigger boat feel about it and space. It's amazing how they do it, but we'll show you that. But we're actually doing this from our pontoon at Helm, which is on the south coast of England in the UK for any foreign watchers. And we've actually have a sails pontoon in the middle of the River Hamble, and it's right opposite the Harbour Masters, which is Warsash Harbour Masters, because it's a town called Warsash this side, and also opposite Hamble Point Marina, which is one of the biggest MDL marinas, and we actually have offices in this marina as well. But our pontoon starts at the end there, and we've got a variety of boats for sale, boats we own. This lovely Fairline Phantom 42 is mine, but we're going to show you this another day. We also have a rib on a dock at the end, which is for sale. You can go on our website, parker-adams.co.uk, to see a bit more detail on that, but we'll show you that another day. And we've also just got hold of this lovely Axopar 28. We're going to do a walkthrough on this as well. We'll also be bareboat chartering this, as well as skipper chartering this boat. So do get in touch if you're interested. But we're not going to show you that today. We also have a friend's boat. This is a Sea Ray we sold to a friend. It's a 260. It's quite a nice comparison to what we're showing you today. But let's get to it. This is what we're showing you today. It's actually called Totty. So I'm showing you a bit of Totty today. And it's a Sealine S23, like I said. And it's in lovely condition. The current owner's actually spent quite a lot of money on it this year, but it is fully loaded for a small boat. And let me just show you. We'll start at the back and work our way forward. So this boat is actually diesel powered. Yes, this has a Volvo Penta KAD32 diesel engine. I just want to show you it's running at the minute. Keep it running for this showing, and you can see when we get on board it's actually quite quiet. But the actual access onto the S23 is quite interesting. So as you can see, a lot of sports boats will have either no platform or an extended platform like this. The S23 doesn't. It has a very small lip on the back, and it's actually good for side access, so you can actually step on and get on and off the side. But it does have a little trick up its sleeve. You can actually drop down the rear platform just like that. So you're not using your space, but look at that. It gives you a really nice secure. There's actually a grab handle where the for sale sign's attached, and you can get on the starboard side now, as well as on the back. You can sit on there with your legs in the water, jump on and off, as well as you've got a nice bathing ladder to get back on again. So it gives you that slightly bigger boat feel, but on a small package. There's also a transom shower as well, and there's a lovely little gate, a clear perspex gate with a nice little touch of the Sealine emblem just on there. And then the current owners had fitted this wasserdeck, and this is a soft underfoot type of synthetic teak look flooring, and it just gives the whole boat a bit of a lift. It's a lovely colour, and it's actually throughout the cockpit, as well as on the bow. So when you go up forward, you can actually lay on top of it, because it's actually really soft underfoot. But as we get onto the back here, we can see there's actually two bench seats, one there and one there. There's actually quite a nice bit of space, and the gap in between is about 2 foot, so it's a nice space in between. And it does have a table, and at the moment the table is actually there. It's actually held up in the air. It is completely removable. It will also drop down, go onto these lips in front of here, and there's two more cushions that will actually fit there. I'll show you that in a bit, but I'll just show you the table coming down first. It's actually just held with a bungee. You simply extend the leg and just drop it down. And now we've got a big nice table. I really like that. You can sit round and you can have comfortably a nice dining for four. Really nice feature. And there's also, though, the fridge is outside here. So behind this door is the fridge, and it has a small freezer compartment as well. Really good addition, because on a boat like this, you're not really going to be cooking too much. You're not really going to have food in your fridge, are you? You're going to have alcohol, or soft drinks. So it's really nice to have that to hand when you're outside. And when you're in here, it's lovely. It's got a light overhead because it actually has a stainless steel radar arch. So unlike a lot of sports boats of this size, which has the quite flimsy railings for the camper covers, this is actually a more solid structure. And so when you do have the bimini up, which you can, it actually forms quite a sturdy structure, as well as we can take the perspex covers off and just have the bimini up, as well as we can take the whole thing off and it will be open, but we still have the radar arch to enable us to have radar on the top, or additional things like the VHF aerial and horn, things like that. In fact, I'll probably show you a quick look. We can see it raises up as well, and we've got TV aerial, nav lights and VHF up the top. So again, a nice use of space. While we're out here though, let's have a look at the side decks, because actually you can actually step up on here and you can walk around the side decks, and they're really wide for a boat of this size. If I quickly just show you the Sea Ray, there's actually no side decks at all, but Sealine have somehow managed to get, I suspect it compromises the width of the cockpit, but you still get that really nice seating area in there. And then we've got the wasserdeck underfoot, and again it's quite large, so you can actually lay down on the front here quite comfortably. There is side access on the other side as well, but I think the starboard is slightly smaller, so it's slightly designed more to walk around on the port side, but you can still have that access. There's fender holders up here. It's got 2 wiper blades, 2 wipers, which is pretty unusual for a sports boat. Normally you'd only have 1. Obviously we've got a hatch for the downstairs seating, but also we've got an anchor, and it is actually electric and fitted. Believe it or not, it goes underneath there, and that's it mounted, so the motor drops up and down. And we've got the addition, 2 buttons up here, so we can watch it. There's also, we can control this at the helm as well, so we can do it without any help as well. So it's actually, pressure off, it's actually a really nice addition. So we've got electric windlass, there's a little burgee holder on the front, which is nice. Let's go back round. You can see I've only just got this side cover rolled up, and I was thinking I'm going to have to get this up as well to actually get around the sides, but you don't actually. You can leave it there and just step over it, and then you can actually just step straight down into the boat. It's brilliant design. Let's go into these. This is just a storage locker. We've got these 2 buttons at once. This little storage locker. But behind this one is, it always stores electrically, but it's also the gas locker. So in here there's actually room for 2 gas bottles. Because we do have a gas cooker in here as well, believe it or not. We've got fusion speakers either side on the outside. And then we've got stereo controls here. We also have quite a new Simrad system. There's no chart card in this that I can see, but it is finding our position. That is roughly where we are. I think if we go out, probably, so if you want to know exactly where we are in the world, that's the Isle of Wight. There's Portsmouth, Southampton, and we're right in between, just where the black boat is, just there. That's where we are in the world. So this is quite a modern touchscreen plotter, again, much newer than the boat. I think it's only a few years old. It still has the original one though, which is a second plotter up here, and again it's showing our position. As well as we have depth and speed showing up on here. It's probably quite original. Oh blimey, look at this. The lifeboat's heading out. Right, we're going to get hit by some wash in a minute. He's in a rush, isn't he? Blimey, right, you see this stone, so I'm just going to The trouble is this happens rarely, and when it does, we just need to, because look at my boat, look, blimey. Okay, all right, everybody calm down. There we go, not too bad. Not too bad. Wow. Well, I hope no one's in too much trouble there. But it didn't really harm the boat actually, it moved a lot less than I thought it was going to do. Right, let's get back to it. Right, I don't know if anyone's spotted it, but look, it's got a bow thruster. This is brand new this year, brand new bow thruster. And it works really, really nicely. There you go, look, let me just show. Works really nicely, that bow thruster. Also, the current owner has just recovered this. That was the original silver colour, which Sealine do, but he's had it covered in this matte black, which is actually quite nice. And we can see all the gauges are working. Even the trim gauge, which again, sometimes they can be problematic on boats this age. We've got good voltage, good oil pressure, temperatures coming up. And the tachometer, usual Volvo thing, you can't actually read the hours. So I think it's quite a low hours boat, but we need to confirm that. But of course, when they go like that, it's very hard to actually establish what they've done. But looking at the engine, it does look like a very low hours boat. I'd imagine normally of this age, there are between 500 and 800 hours. So I'd be surprised if it's much more than that looking at the condition. Also, there's an additional, it's also got automatic trim tabs fitted this year. Now what they do is just what it says, they'll automatically adjust the trim tabs to keep the boat stable. Because another issue with single engined sports boats is obviously trying to keep them from leaning to one side or the other, because wind affects it quite a lot. And in the auto position, it will actually adjust it automatically, so it senses the leaning of the boat, and then it'll adjust the tabs accordingly. Obviously we've got the normal controls, and we've actually got a where are we with that? This is supposed to be some sort of rudder indicator. I'm quite sure it's set correctly, but it's in nice condition, so I imagine it just needs sorting out. But that gives you an idea of rudder position or stern drive position. But we have also this lovely double helm. And it is a double helm, of course, for two people. So when you're going along, you can both sit forward. There's also two seats at the back on the bench. So you can have four forward-facing people travelling along, and then obviously two facing backwards. But again, there's actually a lovely outlook to it all. We also have the VHF, which has got the DSC option as well. There's a nice little USB socket here and audio input, as well as we've got the windlass controls here as well. There is fire extinguisher pull there, as well as it does have an alarm, and we can see it's a category C rated boat, so for coastal waters. But I've been out on this, and it is actually a really nice boat to drive, and as I said, it's actually got a diesel. The diesel engine's been running all this time, so I'm not sure how that's affected sound, but for me it's actually quite quiet here. So let me just put the table back up, and then just give you a quick look in the engine bay. And it'll get noisy, so I probably won't talk, but it's a KAD32. KAD32 engine, Volvo Penta KAD32. It's had extensive service this year, so a very large service, as well as it's actually had the turbo refurbished, and the stern drive actually serviced as well with bellows and things like that. So it's actually had a very large service this year. The Volvo Penta KAD engines, they do tend to need turbos doing when they get to this sort of age. Corrosion gets to them, and they do tend to need doing. And this has been done, so this has been done this year. He's also fitted the bow thruster this year, the automatic trim tabs this year, and done all the wasserdeck this year. So the actual current owner has spent in excess of £10,000 to £14,000 on it just in this year, just on benefits to the boat, things you didn't necessarily have to do, but he's done it all to benefit the boat. So let's pop down below. As we can see, there's actually a nice door going across, and it's very dark, but it also does still let a little light through, so you can't see in at all, and even have the lights on in there, but it still lets some light through. But look at that. I mean, how does Sealine get the seating area that big into a boat like this? It's amazing. Well, one way they do it is to do with the aft cabin, because this has to have an aft cabin as well. There's no door to it, but usually you access down through the side here. But of course there is no access here. Instead there's actually a sink and a cooker and a worktop. So what that's done is actually brought this galley back to enable you to have more seating forward, and it's using the full width of the boat for the seating area. And this actually has quite a square front, these boats, so they're quite wide going forward, so you get that effect at the front. So rather than going to more of a V like a lot of sports boats, you actually benefit from this full width at the end. And very, very clever how they've done it. And down here, just you can start to feel, it just feels that bit more modern. And we've got the lovely upholstery, and it's kind of a leather, very, very soft to touch, very nice. Curtains, it's a lovely mirror going across and wave at you. Hello. And nice, just nice gloss finish. And got a nice cupboard in there. We've got electric point, 240, 12 volt, and that's for your TV aerial strength, so your aerial booster. Obviously we have little lights all around. Really nice here. There's two over the galley. And again, we've got this gloss finish, 240 there. And also, look at that, we've got a Eberspacher diesel heater as well. So this also has diesel heating. We have a hob there, so twin hob, and it does have a grill as well, and a grill underneath, as well as additional storage there. And look at this, look, this cupboard's got a shelf, but then look at that, it goes all the way down to the bottom as well. The actual steps coming in, they are quite narrow, so it's one thing I would say, they are quite narrow coming in, but it just gives you this galley, so it gives you this sort of 26-foot plus feel of space down here, but in a 23-foot boat. Really clever. There's also another bit of storage under here, and then we've got a panel going here. I'm going to shut the door actually. Look at that, look. So you couldn't see at all in, but look at that. Really like that. Down here as well, obviously, is your panel. So I was saying about the lights around the cockpit, there's actually a control here for them. It's on a Velcro. It does seem to light up, so but the lights aren't working, so I'm not sure what's wrong there. We've got freshwater tank level, mains trip switch. These are for the mains, so main sockets, water heater, battery charger, and auxiliary. And it's actually quite nice because we've actually got the windlass on, so this is 12 volt windlass, the water pump, but because the windlass on, look, it's got a little light that tells you the windlass is on. So it also has lights for the bilge pump, the engine room fan, and the black and grey water tank. So it actually lights up to tell you when the tanks are full, when the fan's running, and when the bilge pump's going. Very clever. Obviously we've got voltage and then ampage as well. So what's being used, which isn't nothing really at the minute because the engine's running, so we've got full voltage from the engine. And then as we pop down, there's a little shelf here. Oh, hang on a minute, what's this? Oh, I was getting excited then. There's other lights going on around me. Not sure. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Right, but the aft cabin down here, and you think actually, look, it's quite a small hole, right? And you think, oh god, that's going to be really claustrophobic in there. But I kid you not, look at this. It's proper nice mattress. As you come in, you go, oh, still low, okay. All right, there's a lovely window there. There's a shelf here. Look, it goes right the way up. Look at that. So you can actually sit like fully upright in here, and you've got the reading lights above. So actually, as I come back, you can see, and it is a double, so it's a double as well. So it's a double seating area. You've got the slight ceiling there, but because of the helm seat, double helm seat that is, it gives you that height there. And actually, again, this is actually a massive little area. You've also got accesses to things. So behind here is just to the seacot. There's a load of accesses to things around. It's actually really nice. Right, last thing I want to show you is actually, again, look at this lovely glossy wood door. And then we'll go into the toilet room. It's a manual toilet. It does have one of those things on there that just pumps blue water in, which makes it look nice. There's a lovely mirror. It's hot and cold sink. Obviously a window there, nice window with light. Also though, there is room, I'm going to step in. Hello again. There is room for a shower curtain, which is on there in a minute. But standing at the toilet, you can see it's okay. Some of these are really bad, but as a bloke you can still go quite happily. I'm 6 foot tall, I'd say if you're 6.5 foot you might struggle a bit, but 6 foot or lower you can actually get away with it. But actually it's not bad space for the size of a boat. Still remember it's 7.5 meters. As we step out you can see there's a shower tray with a sink, but again it's all in really nice condition. The more I'm on this boat the more I like it. I'm just going to stop now and I'm going to set up the seating areas into the beds and the lounges, and then we'll have another little look, see what that looks like. Alright, see you in a sec. Okay, well, welcome back. Look, and now the front bed is made up. You can actually see how wide it is, and it actually tucks under there, so your feet will actually go under there. Let me show you. So I'm 6 foot, and my feet are right down the end, and as you can see, just about on the end here. It's actually quite comfortable. I actually quite like it. But yeah, it's fun. There's enough obviously for two. I don't know if you can see, so have a quick look. So there's one, and then there's loads more room for more people. Well, obviously more people, maybe just one other. You can have other half, but whatever floats your boat. Right, so and then obviously you've got two berths there. You've obviously got the additional two berths here. It's quite clever how this works, because these two cushions actually store under there like that. Look at that. And then there's your table, and it has this additional part which just unclips. Like that. And then this was stored in the aft cabin. And then you have your table, which then will come up, and you pop your two pedestals in like that. And I'm not sure, you just don't want to be jumping around so much. And then just put this back on the top like that, and then you're back into your normal table again. So I did it in reverse just in case it took me ages, but I was actually actually pretty quick, so that's quite nice. So let me just show you the lounger at the back. So I made that up as well, and you can see there's additional two cushions there. It actually makes it into a nice size lounger, and the benefit is, of course, you can go that way round, or of course you can go that way round with your feet up, and yeah, it's just lovely. So that is the Sealine S23. So thanks for watching again. I hope you enjoyed this one. I've enjoyed doing this one because it's a very interesting boat, and this 23 is actually it's on the market at the moment for $42,995, and in this current market this offers great value for money with all the options. This is all the new additions. It's actually a very, very good little boat, and I really like it. And you can't beat it. 7.5 metre boat. It's just huge in comparison to other sports boats of this same size. Subscribe to the channel. Visit our website, parker-adams.co.uk, to see more details of this. Get in contact with us, and of course watch our other videos which are on our YouTube Parker Adams Boat Sales channel. And I hope to catch you again soon. Bye for now.